At least 1,600 people are now known to have died after a powerful earthquake struck Myanmar yesterday. According to authorities, that number is expected to rise, with hundreds more people believed to be trapped in the rubble of collapsed buildings. In Thailand's capital, Bangkok, 47 construction workers are still unaccounted for after a high-rise building was flattened by the force of the earthquake.
This was the largest earthquake to hit Myanmar in more than a century. Its scale significant, its impact devastating. Now a frantic search is underway for survivors. Dozens of people are believed to be trapped under the rubble of this apartment block in Myanmar's second largest city, Mandalay. Earlier, one woman was pulled out alive after more than 30 hours buried in the debris. News of her rescue bringing relief at a time of fading hope. Now reunited with her husband. The force of the quake has left many of Myanmar's historic structures in ruin. Images from state television show before and after shots of some of Mandalay's most sacred sites. Help has now started to arrive, with teams from Russia and China among the first on the ground. However, in a country ruled by a military dictatorship and plagued by a bitter civil war, getting that aid to where it is needed most will be challenging. More than 1,000 kilometres away, in Thailand's capital Bangkok, an anxious wait for news. This was once a 30-storey unfinished building, now flattened by the force of the quake. Dozens of construction workers are believed to be buried underneath.
I'm here to wait for my mother and my younger sister. I saw it in the news that a building collapsed, so I called my sister. But no matter how many times I tried to call her, there was no connection.
Officials say signs of life have been detected in the rubble. Now the desperate search continues. Kate Varley, RTE News.
Well, before we came on air, I spoke to Bangkok-based journalist Kieran McQuillan and began by asking him what he was seeing on the ground there.
Well, quite a lot has changed in the last 24 hours since we last spoke. You can see all these heavy cranes, which the Thai Rescue Service have now brought in. Quite a few more of the rescuers also on site here. The army has also got heavily involved. Now, the reason these cranes are in is they're carefully trying to unpick the rubble, because the building essentially, when it collapsed very quickly yesterday, it concertinaed in on itself. 33 stories basically fell down on each other. And there are thermal imaging pictures which are coming from the recovery teams here, which show some signs of life. And that's why they're being so careful right now. There are still some conflicting reports about how many people could be trapped in here. The Associated Press is reporting that 47 people are missing still, and 6 people have lost their lives, unfortunately. The question remains, why did this building, almost 1,000 kilometres away from the epicenter here in Bangkok, collapse like this?
And Kieran, Myanmar is also dealing with devastating damage on top of years of civil war. How will that recovery process go, do you think?
Well, this earthquake is the worst in 100 years to affect the region. And layered on top of that, you have a civil war, which basically started with the deposal of Aung San Suu Kyi back in 2021. And the Myanmar authorities don't have total control of the country. So the government in Naypyidaw and in Yangon control a large section of it, but there are smaller breakaway sections controlled by separatist militias, etc. So a lot of the aid will have to be funneled in through Thailand. The Thai authorities have kept good relations not only with the separatists, but also, of course, with the military junta. But that adds so many layers of complication for the aid that will finally arrive in Myanmar itself, badly needed aid.